everyone, this is Maki. Do you like equipment that combines with mobile suits to provide powerful combat abilities? It also appears in the Gundam Seed series. Its name is the METEOR Unit. By combining with the main Gundams, Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam, it acquires extremely powerful attack power and speed. The idea of a Gundam combining with large equipment first appeared in 0083 Stardust Memory. The ARM-based OS that the Gundam Prototype Unit 3 combines with can be said to be its ancestor. Its use of powerful weapons to annihilate numerous enemies is similar to METEOR. In fact, in the original Gundam, there's a scene where the lower half is replaced with a part of a large fighter plane called G-Fighter to gain high speed. It wouldn't be wrong to say that METEOR inherits the genes of OS and G-Armor. This time, we will analyze the combat capabilities of METEOR. Zaft was developing powerful weapons for the decisive battle against the Earth Alliance. Witnessing the powerful performance of the Earth Alliance's developed GATX series, the coordinators sought greater power to protect themselves. Then, Patrick Zah became the chairman of the Plant Supreme Council. The previous chairman, Sigurd Klein, was considered a moderate, but Patrick Zah was an extremely radical figure with an aggressive stance towards war. Receiving reports about the GATX series brought by Roller Creed, he expedited the development of decisive weapons. Patrick consolidated Zaft's main weapon development agencies into one organization, called the Integrated Design Bureau. This led to the birth of the Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam. Patrick Zah sought even more power. He commissioned the design of new weapons to the Burn Bureau, responsible for the development of spacecraft and aircraft, and the Wells Bureau, a specialist in firearms weapon development. The development of these new weapons was carried out by the Integrated Design Bureau, responsible for the development of freedom and justice. This led to the birth of the METEOR Unit. It was indeed a weapon that consolidated all of Zaft's technology. It seems like a beautiful story in the sense that separate organizations cooperated and worked together for a single purpose. Why was so much effort put into its production? Because the operational purpose of METEOR was to strengthen Plant's defense capabilities. The tragedy known as Bloody Valentine was the most significant event for the coordinators. 243,721 lives were lost in this catastrophe. Why did such an incident happen? A major cause was the Earth Alliance's imposition of food production restrictions on Plant. By limiting their own food production, the Earth Alliance tried to maintain a superior position over Plant. However, the people of Plant executed food production to survive. This was operated by Junior 7, and as you all know, the Earth Alliance executed a nuclear missile attack on Junior 7. This incident, which took many civilian lives and attempted to hinder the coordinators' independence, became an unforgettable tragedy for the citizens of Plant. The Earth Alliance's actions, which denied the coordinators' self-reliance and their act of producing food for survival, laid the foundation for strong hatred. Due to these historical facts, the various technical bureaus of Zaft cooperated to create METEOR for the defense of Plant, and their efforts would yield significant results. Though operated by forces under the command of Lars Klein, who had defected from Zaft, METEOR achieved the result of shooting down all nuclear missiles approaching Plant. It was an operation by forces that had defected from Zaft, but through the convergence of people's efforts and passion, a second Bloody Valentine was prevented. METEOR underwent significant changes from its initial design concept. Initially, it was envisioned as a striker pack for use with Saft's mobile suits. The design began as equipment to enhance the operational time, flight performance, mobility, and attack power of the current mobile suits. However, during the design process, the concept of operation with mobile suits equipped with nuclear engines and neutron jammer killers was added. This allowed the use of the endless high power generated by the nuclear engines. It was redesigned as a weapon with more powerful destructive force and mobility than initially planned. Although METEOR underwent design revisions, not all of its components are based on new technology. The distinctive engine part employs the engine from the Xinhai maneuver. The Xinhai maneuver was developed to enhance the Xin until new model mobile suits were deployed. Its exceptional performance led to its adoption in METEOR. The size was significantly altered for installation in METEOR, but its appearance is quite similar. The availability of high power from the nuclear engine also allowed the successful mounting of numerous powerful beam weapons. This includes large beam cannons, beam sabers, beam cannons with a focus on rapid firing capability, and a large number of missiles. Its arsenal is not just powerful. Combined with the multi-lock-on system installed in high-performance machines like Freedom and Justice, it enables the effective use of powerful weapons against numerous enemies. This feature was fully utilized in the scene, where a large number of nuclear missiles were destroyed. METEOR became capable of instantly annihilating numerous enemy units with its heavy firepower. One of its few weaknesses is its difficulty in making tight turns. While its top speed is extremely high due to the powerful engine, its maneuverability, such as turning performance, is inferior compared to mobile suits. Most mobile suits are shot down by its heavy firepower before they can get close. But if a formidable enemy manages to evade the attacks and get close, it could be a disadvantageous situation. In Seed's final battle, METEOR was destroyed by the Providence Gundam. However, METEOR is capable of instantly detecting the connected mobile suits. Even if the METEOR unit itself is destroyed, it can immediately transition to close combat with the nuclear engine-equipped mobile suits. This can be considered a good compensation for METEOR's weaknesses. In fact, Freedom Gundam managed to defeat the Providence Gundam. Additionally, there is a feature to store the weapons of the mounted mobile suits internally. The exact method of storage is unknown, but there is a scene where Freedom Gundam's weapons are ejected simultaneously with the separation. With its formidable attack power, vast array of missiles, and large engines, METEOR became a gigantic weapon. Its total length is 99.46 meters. The total length of the Eternal, the battleship responsible for METEOR's operation, is 300 meters. Thus, METEOR became about one-third the size of the battleship Eternal. What's the matter? Did you feel a sense of incongruity when comparing the sizes of Eternal and METEOR? Well, let's not dwell on the details. As a fine detail, METEOR's structure consists of independent blocks, each capable of being detached and operated separately. This is a common structure in Saft's weaponry. By detaching damaged parts, it enhances the ability to continue fighting through damage control. In the battle against the Providence Gundam, there is a scene where the forward arm parts are detached for combat. Let's review the weapons of METEOR. A notable feature is the ability to use the armaments of connected mobile suits like Freedom Gundam and Justice Gundam simultaneously. First, There's the 93.7 cm high energy converging beam cannon. These beam cannons are equipped on both sides of the unit, focused on rapid firing capability. They have a smaller caliber than the main 120 cm beam cannon. However, considering that the latest mobile suit, Strike Dagger, has a beam rifle with a 57mm caliber, the caliber of these cannons is surprisingly large. They are powerful enough to destroy a mobile suit in one shot. The turrets have a rotational axis, allowing 360-degree rotation. The barrel can be slightly adjusted in elevation, providing a wide shooting angle. This weapon can be used even when connected to the battleship Eternal. Next is the 60 cm Illinikus anti-ship missile launcher. Illinikus means hedgehog in Latin. 22 tube launchers are installed near the 93.7 cm beam cannons and 12 tube launchers near the 120 cm beam cannons. These are present on both sides. There are also triple tube launchers installed on the tail stabilizers, 3 in total. This allows for a simultaneous launch of 77 missiles. The trajectory of these missiles indeed resembles a hedgehog. Due to the sheer number of missiles, fans often question where are all these missiles stored. Here's my personal interpretation. Considering that Meteor was modified to use the nuclear engine power of freedom and justice, thus eliminating the need for its own power reactor, it is plausible that the space intended for the power reactor and energy transmission components was packed with as many missiles as possible. I couldn't find any documentation explaining why missiles were chosen for armament. In a program explaining Freedom Gundam, it was mentioned that at the time of designing Freedom and Justice, Daft was increasingly favoring beam weapons over projectile weapons. It might seem a bit odd for Meteor, designed around the same time, to be equipped with a large number of missiles. However, it's not unreasonable to think that with the engine no longer necessary, the freed-up space was quickly filled with as many conventional weapons as possible. A 60 cm caliber is 1.5 times the size of the missile used by Maki. The weapons employed by Zaft's mobile suits are designed with a concept where human-used weapons are restructured to fit the scale of mobile suits. Scaling up existing weapons is a forte of Zaft's development division. From this perspective, it might be interpreted that the missiles were hastily mounted due to the specification changes. Let's check out the armament of the ARM unit, which is held by the arms of the Gundam. The previously mentioned 60 cm Illinikus anti-ship missile launchers are arranged along the barrel. Since the ARM unit can move significantly with the Gundam's arms, a wide firing angle for the missile launchers is achievable. What can be considered the main cannon of Meteor is the 120 cm high-energy converging beam cannon. This large caliber beam cannon is located at the central part of the arm's tip. It's the most powerful beam cannon used by mobile suits in the era it was deployed. In the Seed era, the beam was pink, but in the Seed-Destiny era, it changed to red. The reason for this color change is unclear. However, the nuclear engines mounted on Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice were enhanced and improved, and some sources describe them as having several times the output of the conventional engines. This might be a representation reflecting the improved output of the engines. Next is the MAX-200 beam sword, a giant beam saber. It's a large beam saber emitted from two beam generators at the tip of the arm. I couldn't find any documentation explaining why two generators are used. This is my personal opinion. In After-War Gundam X, there's a setting for the Gundam XX twin satellite cannon. It uses two barrels to emit the beam because a single barrel cannot withstand a large amount of energy, forming one giant beam. Perhaps there's a similar reason here. Before Zaft commandeered the GATX series from the Earth Alliance, they had inferior beam weapon technology. The large beam cannon used by Zing was less powerful than the beam rifle of the GATX series. The development department, rapidly introducing new technology, might have chosen to use two generators to meet the required performance. This beam sword has extremely high destructive power, and because it's operated using the Gundam's arms, delicate control is also possible. In the story, there are scenes where only the head or arm of a mobile suit is destroyed by this beam sword. There is an interesting episode about this beam sword. During a test of METEOR by Kira and Asran, an accident occurred where a beam braid more than 3 times the expected length was generated. It consumed a tremendous amount of energy, causing the nuclear engine Gundams to enter an energy down state. At this time, an unintended destruction of a discarded colony occurred. In the era of Seed-Destiny, a relay station for the giant beam cannon, Requiem, is destroyed. This relay station was constructed using a discarded colony. This time, METEOR generated an exceptionally large braid compared to normal use. As I mentioned earlier, since Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice have enhanced nuclear engines, they might have been able to generate a larger beam braid without causing an energy downstate. This scene may represent the pilot's skills in instantly applying the lessons from past failures and the power-up of the new Gundams on the battlefield. What kind of achievements did METEOR have? In fact, before its appearance in the TV anime, Kira and Dufferin had been repeatedly training to master METEOR. For about 2 months after joining forces with the battleship Eternal One until the Battle of the Space Fortress Boras began, they underwent extensive training. The incident of the energy down caused by the huge beam sword I mentioned earlier also occurred during this period. METEOR training was completed by Kira and Asran in a third of the expected time, which seemed to surprise their comrades. It was an event that showcased the abilities of these two pilots, arguably the strongest in the war at the time. Also during this training, mock battles between Kira and Dufferin were conducted. Records indicate that their performance in these battles was almost equal. Then, in the Battle of the Space Fortress Jakindu, METEOR was deployed in actual combat. Nuclear missiles launched by the Earth Alliance were shot down by METEOR. While this was a moment of METEOR's triumph, it was a significant scene for Isaac Joe. More detailed descriptions are given in the novel version. Isaac felt that his coordinator comrades, who had shot unarmed enemies during the operation using gun gear, were like terrifying beasts who had lost their reason. He struggled and suffered when looking at his own face in the mirror. He had kept a large scar in the center of his face and treated as a reminder of his revenge against his opponent. He felt that his own heart was becoming like a terrifying beast. Gradually, his mindset began to change due to the sight of freedom calling for the retreat of both friend and foe, and his conversation with Darker at the Mendel colony. As nuclear missiles approached plant, and it seemed impossible to stop the attack with the speed and armament of mobile suits, Isaac despaired. However, the nuclear missiles were all destroyed by the suddenly appearing meteor. As the dazzling flash subsided and Isaac's vision returned, he saw the unscathed plant before his eyes. At this moment, he developed a strong trust in the existence that fought to end the war itself. Shortly after this scene, sensing an attack from Genesis, Isaac advised Freedom and Justice Gundams to evacuate from the line of fire. Isaac, who protected strike crews from the attacks of Forbidden Gundam, garnered significant attention from the fans. However, this scene, where his heart changed due to the appearance of Meteor, is also very important. Let's also take a look at Meteor's achievements in spin-off works. In the Astray series, Meteor's number 5 and number 6 equipped with nuclear engines appear. For reference, the meteors used by Kiro and Dathryn were number 1 and number 2. They were operated by Guy Murakumo, called the strongest mercenary in the Seed world, and his partner Elijah Keel. They did not perform attacks using the multi-lock-on system, which is a system only installed in special units like Freedom and Justice Gundams. Therefore, though they played a significant role, scenes of simultaneous attacks using multi-lock-on like Kiro and Dathryn were not depicted. Then in Seed&Destiny, Meteor's number 7 and number 8 appear. Did you notice? The whereabouts of number 3 and number 4 are currently unknown. Of course, they could have served their role as spare units for parts. Various settings exist for Meteor's number 7 and number 8 that appeared in Seed&Destiny. In the Destiny Astray novel, it is mentioned that it cannot be denied that junk dealers were involved, but the truth isn't clear. Other sources suggest that they were newly manufactured by the crime faction. It might be interesting to interpret that multiple pieces of information were fabricated as part of the crime faction's information manipulation. Meteor is a fascinating machine that combines Gundam with large weaponry. Director Mitsuo Fukuda has stated that it was introduced as a result of a request from Bandai. The Gundam Seed series also had the role of reviving elements that had gained popularity in past Gundam series. Meteor 2 was born out of such a mission. The Gundam Prototype Unit 3 played a role in trying to stop a colony from falling to Earth, but it couldn't prevent the colony's fall. Inheriting the genes of its predecessor, Meteor successfully destroyed all nuclear missiles, protecting the people. It splendidly accomplished a mission that its ancestor could not. By the way, Mr. Fukuda mentioned that there was an idea to name one of the two appearing meteors in Vogue. Meteor shares its name with a song sung by Takanori Nishikawa, and Invoke is also the opening theme song of Seed, sung by Nishikawa. Additionally, there are derivative weapons of Meteor. One such evolved model is the Burn 35A PFM multi-purpose flight module. It's equipped with a nuclear engine and not only connects with mobile suits, but also with shuttles and other mechanisms. Urgent message for you. A nuclear missile attack squadron of the Earth Alliance is approaching your city. But don't worry. I've hidden a meteor under your house. Moreover, I've adjusted it so you can connect directly to Meteor without using a mobile suit. It's also equipped with a nuclear engine, so it can be activated immediately. Please press the channel subscribe button to dock with Meteor. Press the good button to start the engine. Press the bell button to launch. The fate of the people in your city depends on your skills. Don't worry. If you execute as trained, the operation will be successful. Wishing you good fortune in battle.